Hello, this is Mr. Hornsby 3. This is the Mr. Hornsby 3 show. And today, I am going to give a review of Marvel Zombies. It aired, I think, almost 2 weeks ago now. I wanted to review it last week, but I was trying to take a mini break because I was going to take a break the week before, but then the Jazzwares news came out. So I had to freaking get on that. But today, I'm going to review Marvel, and so last week I did the mini break and only did the live stream. But today, I am going to be giving my review of Marvel Zombies. But before I get to Marvel Zombies, I want to take time in this video, because I had a video planned where I was going to explain everything I was going to do for the rest of this year. Because Halloween will be the last video I do this year. And I won't be back till January of next year. But, unless some kind of big news story hits. But anyway. So this is what I got planned. So today, Marvel Zombie review. Wednesday I'm going to talk about creepiest music songs. Next week, I'm going to talk about why zombie and clown movies why I'm not a big fan of zombie and clown movies. There's only 2 clown movies. One's got 2 different versions that I like. And the other one's a newer film. So, yeah, so I'm going to talk about why I don't like zombie and clown movies. And why I think clowns are not as scary as other people might think they are. Then Friday, Friday will be Halloween Figure Havoc. Get that out of the way. Next Friday will be the playthrough of Zombies Ate My Neighbors. Then the playthrough after that, I'll go back to the GTA Halloween stuff, because by then the UFO should be out. And should be able to take pictures of all the UFOs. And the week after next, I have no clue what else I have set up. And then, after that, the following week, which I think will be the last week of October, I will be doing a gigantic live stream talking about horror franchises, talking about some questions I had. I've done that before, where I've done questions about horror franchises, certain ones, like I think Friday the 13th, and I have like certain questions I need to find out what needs to be answered. Talk about the dream matches between these horror icons that everybody wants to see. And a couple other things going on. Like franchises that hasn't been around since, 2010. Talk about that. And it won't just be old franchises that we talk about. I'll be talking about some of the newer stuff as well. Because there is some new stuff that's good, despite what some people might think. But anyway, alright. So, now with all that being said, that's what I got planned for the rest of this year. Next year I'll be back, and like I said, unless some kind of big news story breaks while I'm taking my break, then I'll talk about it. But if there's nothing big, I might do a video where I show off my Christmas tree or something. But yeah, maybe review a couple of movies. I don't know. Just depends. But if any big news breaks, I probably won't be back on for the rest of the year after Halloween's over. So anyway, so let's get into this video. Marvel Zombies. Now this show was demanded by the fans after the What If episode about the Marvel Zombies. Everybody wanted this show. I think it happened in the season 1 of What If. I think it happened toward the end of season 1 of What If. Might have been in season 2, but I think it was season 1. But I thought the show was good. I don't know why so many people giving it so much hate. I mean, I thought it was a pretty good show. It starts out with, what the frick is her name? Miss Marvel. Starts out with Miss Marvel. I'll just call her Miss Marvel. Ironheart. Some kind of teddy bear in an Iron Man costume. And I guess Hawkeye's sidekick that was in one of the Disney Plus shows, the Hawkeye show. But Kamala Khan, yeah, that's her name. Starts with Kamala Khan and her friends taking on the zombies, but then her friends look like they die. And this is all in the first episode. Her friends get killed. She's about to die, but then Blade comes and saves her. Then after that, they head to this place where I think it's like a headquarters of S.H.I.E.L.D. or something, where they run into what is his name? Red Guardian. And his wife and his daughter and a bunch of other people. And Red Guardian's wife. Oh yeah, this is episode 2, because I think episode 1 ends with Blade saving Kamala Khan. Then episode 2 starts out with her and Blade talking, getting introduced to each other, and they go to, the S.H.I.E.L.D. headquarters. And Red Guardian's wife, she's controlling the zombies and all that, but then the lead lady warrior for the Black Panther and that freaking shows up with the rest of the zombies. And they go after that, they eventually infiltrate that place, and Red Guardian's wife gets killed. And, well, she sacrifices herself so the rest of them can get away. Then the next episode, they go, they're trying to get the new Ragnarok. But they have to get on the prison where they had all the Avengers in Captain America Civil War. And where they put the Red Hulk in at the end of the Incredible Hulk movie, disguised as a Captain America movie. That's right, I'm talking about Captain America Brave New World. That was a Captain America movie disguised as a it was an Incredible Hulk movie disguised as a Captain America movie. Because the villain was the leader. We were focusing on the Red Hulk, and yeah, we did see a lot more of Falcon and all that. Or Captain America. But, so. Then when they fight. So anyway, we get Namor. He invades freaking that place. Baron Zemo was using people to feed to the zombies so that he could control everything or whatever. Baron Zemo just turned out to be shady like he normally is in the freaking comics or cartoons or movies or whatever. And that's what it was with the episode 3. So then I think Red Guardian's daughter also sacrifices herself. Also, there's a piece that Kamala Khan found with her friends that they feel like could save the planet. So they try to take there. We also got, I'll talk about all the heroes and characters after I break down the freaking show. So anyway, after that, they all get free. They head to space. They're trying to get the Kree to help them, but the Kree is just trying to keep people from leaving the planet. And they start attacking Kamala Khan and all them, and that's what ends episode 3. Then we get to episode 4, which is the final episode, where they go to try to protect the Hulk, who's protecting the Infinity Stones, and I'll talk about that in a minute too, once I get to all the like I said, once I get to the breakdown of the show and the character. Well, after I get done with the breakdown of the show, and then I'll talk about the characters and that. After that, Wanda and them show up, and at the end of the episode, Wanda convinces Kamala Khan to grab her hand and supposedly reshape the world and all that stuff. And then we see the cliffhanger is that apparently Ironheart's still alive, and she's like, Kamala, this all ain't real. This world is still desolate and all that stuff, because it looked like it was going to be a happy ending, but it wasn't. So they're still in the zombie world. Alright. Let's break down all the main characters of this. First of all, I'm going to talk about my least favorite character. Two of my favorite characters. Of course, least favorite character, I'd have to say, out of all the main characters, is frickin' Officer Wong, I think it was, the guy that was in the WandaVision show. That guy was annoying. He was making all kinds of one-liners, making all kinds of stupid jokes, and really frickin' was super annoying throughout it. We also had Shang-Chi and his girlfriend, or his friend, or whatever she is. In this episode, we see the Mandarin end up getting killed by the zombies as well. Because he had to protect Shang-Chi, because Shang-Chi got himself bit, so he gives him the frickin' Mandarin rings. Oh yeah, Shang-Chi's girlfriend, or friend, whatever you want to call her, my next least favorite character. Then let's get into Baron Zemo, who, you know, had some kind of plan some way, somehow. Always frickin' has some kind of evil scheme going on. He ends up getting killed, him and his right-hand man or whatever. They get killed at the end of episode 3. Well, toward the end of episode 3. Next up, of course, Shang-Chi was just, yeah, I didn't care too much for Shang-Chi either. He didn't do too much to really spark my play. And the ones that got killed early off, I didn't really care about those characters at all. They got killed off early off anyway. But it looks like Ironheart somehow is still alive, so I don't know. But the Hawkeye girl was annoying. And that. I thought Hulk was awesome in episode 4. Because he's got the power. He's the Infinity Hulk now, and he's just one-shotting everybody. We also had Abomination. And you know what? Infinity Hulk was awesome. Only problem is, he ends up getting freaking clapped. Which causes Kamala Khan to freaking take Wanda's hand to reshape the world. But she really didn't reshape the world. And two others are my least favorite, and this is going to be strange for me to say because I'm a big fan of one of these characters. Scott Lang is just a head in a jar with a freaking Doctor Strange cape on. Completely useless, did nothing relevant. Why was he even in the show? I guess they just wanted to get Paul Rudd back because Paul Rudd said yes to come back to this. And, you know, one of my favorite Marvel superheroes ever. One of my favorite superheroes, period, Spider-Man. Completely useless as well. We see in I think it was like episode 2, might have been 3, where they show Spider-Man and all of them trying to take on zombie Thanos, and Thanos has the Infinity Gauntlet, but he was stupid at the time, and then he started learning as things happen. And a one-legged T'Challa takes down Thanos with all the freaking Infinity Stones in his gauntlet. Just like that, T'Challa and freaking Thanos get killed like that easy. So that's why they needed the Hulk to go into this vortex that the freaking rings caused when Thanos and T'Challa killed themselves against each other. And you know, Spider-Man and was it Scott Langdon were not able to help. They couldn't do nothing useful. Although Spider-Man had some good moments to shine against Thanos, but he ended up getting his tail whooped, and then he just let one-legged T'Challa whoop up Thanos to take him down. Like, easily. Which was kind of dumb. But it is what it is. Alright. Let's get to my favorite. Well, let's get into, Thor's lady, Valkyrie. Well, it's not his lady, but it's like her. She's like the head of his security or whatever. She comes off as pretty stupid because she lets Wanda into new Ragnarok. Thor's out cold because Thor went and freaking fought Thanos in the battle with Spider-Man and all that. And Groot and freaking Raccoon got incinerated by freaking Thanos. So Rocket Raccoon and Groot were freaking just incinerated. Which left Thor, I guess, in a depression and he went to sleep or some crap like that, so. But then when the zombies start attacking New Ragnarok, Thor wakes up. He helps the other heroes escape. And then Thor gets overtaken by the zombies and he ends up becoming a zombie in episode 4, which leads to the final battle. And Thor's on the side of Wanda and the zombies because he got eaten by the zombies, so now he's a bad guy too. But yeah, I thought frickin' Valkyrie came off as pretty stupid. She did have better character arcs than she did in the frickin' Thor movies, but still, I don't know. She really was dumb because she's the one that let Wanda in, and Wanda's the one leading the zombies. And everybody said, "Hey, but she's the demon queen, and you're letting her in." You know, so yeah, it was crazy. Let's see. Kamala Khan, I guess she was okay. She was better in this. I didn't watch the other show, but I heard a lot of people say she was better in this frickin' cartoon than she was that frickin' Miss Marvel show that Disney Plus put out a couple years ago. So yeah, Kamala Khan was okay. Red Guardian I really liked in this, and I'm not a big fan of Red Guardian, but he was pretty awesome, especially when he got to fight zombie Captain America. It was pretty cool. But my favorite character of the whole freaking show, and I was pissed off when he got incinerated by Thor, was frickin' Blade. I guess wearing the Moon Knight gear. I hope that's not what they're going to have him in. And look, the character was drawn to look like Mahershala Ali. But the voice actor was not Mahershala Ali. It was like somebody named John Williams or Terrence Williams or something like that. He's the one that played frickin' Blade in the zombie show. But, you know, Blade was my favorite character until he gets incinerated by Thor. I'm like, no! I almost wanted to turn it off and say, fuck this show. But you know what? I watched it all the way to the end. And we saw, like I said, Kamala Khan. I guess, you know, Wanda needed Kamala Khan's power to help her take control of the Infinity Stone vortex that was created when one-legged T'Challa beats Thanos to kill him. And we really don't see the Hulk until like the last couple episodes. We see him toward the end of episode 3. Then we see him, he's mostly the focus of episode 4. So the show ends with a cliffhanger where apparently the world did not get changed by Wanda, so yeah. But alright, I'll get to a few more things on this and then I'll give my review of the show because, you know. Let's get to the story. It made no freaking sense. What was Wanda's plan? I mean, seriously. They never explain Wanda's plan in any episode. We don't even see Wanda until the last few episodes. Or the last couple episodes, and you realize she's the villain. Because, you know, it had been a while since that freaking zombie episode from What If aired. And, you know, so we really didn't get what the plan was and why she needed Kamala Khan. And why Thor incinerated Blade. I know Blade was coming at him, but come on now. Yeah, at least they made Blade look strong and he just got wiped out by frickin' Thor. Unlike Rocket Raccoon and frickin' Groot, who just got incinerated. No sooner as they landed on the Earth, it was like, boy, wow. And Thanos, but then again, Thanos had all the other rubies in his frickin' gauntlet. All the other Infinity Stones in his gauntlet. But they made Blade look strong. Spider-Man looked weak. And all the other characters that were the main characters looked weak because the characters would get introduced, then they would die, and it would be supposed to be like we're supposed to feel for these characters when they just got introduced 5 minutes ago and then they're already killed off. It's hard to freaking get into it. The only one that that I think was upsetting was Red Guardian. I'm like, oh, Red Guardian will make it till the end with them. He'll be in the final battle. Nope, he got bitten by a zombie and killed as well. I think it was like at the end of episode, might have been the end of episode 3 as well. Helped him get away. So I don't know. I'm like, come on, man. It killed off Red Guardian for what? But yeah. Like every person, like, oh, I'll sacrifice myself for you. I mean, even the characters that started out, which is Kamala's friends that we're supposed to care the most about, they all get killed. Freaking the Hawkeye girl got incinerated by Captain Marvel. We think Ironheart died. We think the little teddy bear thing that was in the Iron Man suit died. But the girl was still at the end. And she's trying to warn Kamala that things haven't been changed. Which is kind of weird because it kind of makes those sense like, oh, wait a minute. So you're just saying, you know, that all that other stuff, was that just imaginary? I don't know. But the ending was kind of a weird ending. If they do a season 2, you know, I think explaining Wanda's plans better would make more sense than what they did, because they didn't really explain what she wanted, and they're just like, they just assume people watched that freaking What If episode. But here's the thing, it had been a while since that What If episode, and you know, I think this show suffers from the same problem. I've seen a lot of people give bad reviews. I've seen people give good reviews too, and you'll find out my review of it here in a minute. But yeah, what I got to say is, just like with Agatha all along last year, you took way too long to get back to this show. That was a spin-off of another show you put out, WandaVision. Not only that, you did not have any involvement from Wanda in Agatha all along. And in the end, Agatha ended up being a good person anyway, because she sacrifices herself for Scarlet Witch's son, who she tried to kill at the end of the frickin' WandaVision show. Or at least kidnapped or whatever. At the end of the WandaVision show. So, that What If episode aired a while back, and it took you a while to get to the Marvel Zombies. I think they should have did a 5th episode of it. Because, you know, what are you going to do? A season 2 of 4 episodes and do it the same way you did it this past year? Some people might like that, some people might not like that. But at least they did put out all the episodes in one day. And they advertise it as a 4-part. They advertise it as a mini-series anyway, so I don't know. Cliffhanger ending, you know. But, yeah. So, yeah, and you took too long from that What If episode to this. And, you know, if it was season 2, I don't think many people cared a lot about season 2 of What If. Season 1, if it was season 1 happened a while back. But, yeah, and apparently this is the team behind that's going to be a part of X-Men 97 season 2. So, I don't know. We'll see how the storytelling is in X-Men 97 season 2. I hope they don't freaking ruin it. But, now, like I said, they didn't explain what Wanda's plan was. They didn't really frickin', and you know, all the new characters they introduced them, and 5 minutes later they're dead. The only one that got introduced and didn't die until like later on was frickin' Baron Zemo, but even he got wiped out like that. Shang-Chi and all of them get killed. Spider-Man looked like he was about to get eaten. You know, Hulk was one-shotting everybody with that frickin' infinity power, but, like I said, then he ended up getting weakened, and then they take control of the frickin' power. I don't know. But, you know what? Although I felt like, you know, some of those characters who sacrificed themselves didn't hold enough emotional weight outside of the fact that Red Guardian was killed, and then the fact that Blade died. Every other character that got introduced died like 5 minutes right after they got introduced. Every other mate. Now, yeah, Shang-Chi and that lasted for a while, but then you had, Inspector Han, or whatever his name was. He frickin' dies. All that stuff. Red Guardian's wife, then his daughter. And all their sacrifices for nothing because she ended up giving up anyway and taking hands with Wanda. I guess because it was trying to show that she was a stupid kid. I don't know. Overall, though, I did like the show. I thought it was good. A good little Halloween cartoon for what it was. I'm not fond of zombies too much, but I thought it was pretty good. I just wish they would have done a little bit better with the storytelling, a little bit more, Wish they wouldn't have just, introduced a character and then 5 minutes later a character dies immediately. Stuff like that. Which, you should have made the show more episodes than 4. In fact, they didn't explain too much either, because they expected people to remember what happened in the What If episode. Also didn't help either. And the fact that they took too long to get back to this after they showed the What If episode. So I'll give it a 3 out of 5. I mean, it was good outside of that. Blade was an awesome badass in this freaking cartoon until he gets incinerated by Thor. Thor was a badass till he got wiped out by the freaking zombies. Red Guardian was pretty awesome. But in the end, I don't know. It wasn't my cup of tea. But you know what? Now that this is done, now we got that out of the way. Now we can get excited for X-Men 97. Or, get worried about X-Men 97. Because who knows what's going to happen. If what Beau DeMayo is saying is true, I'm worried about X-Men 97 Season 2. But if Beau DeMayo is just talking out of his head because he's hurt because they freaking released him and fired him and freaking try to make him look like a terrible person, if he's all mad because of that, then okay. But so we'll have to see. I don't even know when X-Men 97 hope they do it early. I don't want to wait till freaking April or March or any of that. Can't we get it in January or February? I mean, we've already been waiting since frickin' 2024 for the frickin' show to come out. I was hoping we'd get it back this year around fall season, but that didn't happen. But, yeah, this Marvel Zombie show, I didn't think it was bad. I didn't think it was great either. That's why I'm giving it a 3 out of 5. Because, outside of that, I don't know. It just didn't, some of the storyline was all over the place. Freaking characters getting killed instantly after they're introduced. And all that. So that's the highest I can grade it as a 3 out of 5. But overall, that's still a pretty good rating for the show. Even though it did have flaws in that. But yeah. So yeah, let me know what you guys thought of Marvel Zombies. Did y'all like it? Did you hate it? Did you think it was meh? I don't know. But I thought it was a decent show. Or an okay show overall. I guess, Also, another issue I had is the Avengers. The main Avengers, except for Hulk, weren't really in the show because the rest of them were turned into zombies. And, they got Elizabeth Olsen back for Marvel Zombies, but they didn't get her back to do frickin' Agatha all along. I don't know. But anyway, this is the last animated project they had left. Now we can start thinking about X-Men 97 Season 2. Please don't ruin it. Please. Please don't ruin X-Men 97 by making it a bad Season 2. But anyway, like I said, what did you guys think of this show? Like this video, leave a comment, subscribe for more. Follow my Facebook fan page, Mr. Orange 83 Show. Follow my Facebook business page, Trigen Toys. Pretty soon I'll be having business cards for Trigen Toys, so they're in the process of getting made and all that. And I will probably be getting an internet shop. I'm going to say probably early next year. So we'll see. But, yeah. So I'll catch you guys tomorrow for Final Build of Halloween Figure Havoc Part 2. The last one, we ended with the contract signing. This one, goes back to kind of the standard promos. But, yeah. And then Wednesday, I will have the creepiest song video. Then I will have Halloween Figure Havoc. I'm also going to talk about Alien Earth, the show, as well. And, give my thoughts on that show. But, anyway, I'll do it. Catch you guys later. Peace out.